Today I'm going to cover SDAM, which is still related significantly, I think, to aphantasia. So after I found out I had aphantasia, I realised I also had this memory condition. This took a lot longer to understand and realise though, because it's not an obvious thing. You have to really try and understand the condition before you can determine whether you think you have it. Now, probably like many people with aphantasia, I dismissed this. I thought, well, there's no way I've got this memory thing, because when I read it, it was someone who couldn't remember anything of her life, and I thought, well, I can remember stuff in my life, so what was it? And then I started looking at the detail of it, hearing what others said about it, and really trying to do my own research. I think, well, what is it? What does it actually mean to have a memory? And I suddenly thought, well, there are factors which make up a memory. You think about it, most people it's visual, so they've got video in their mind, or they've got still pictures, they've got something which is visual. They've got sound, so maybe they've got someone talking, they've got noises, they've got sea on the beach, they've got massive amounts of information which contribute to become a memory. So when I looked into memory and thought, well, okay, what is longer term memory, because this is where this is going, the short-term memory and long-term memory, the best objective understanding I can understand for long-term memory is there's semantic and there's episodic. Now, episodic becomes interesting because it's relying on experiences. Semantic, I'm pretty sure I have a semantic memory. That's where my facts go. So if I have to remember a fact, it becomes a semantic memory. Now the question becomes, for episodic, what actually is an episodic memory? Now I'm starting to believe episodic memories are constructed from the sensory inputs that I can't store. So my element to aphantasia means I can't store, recreate, or even, I don't know, what experience my five senses. So they're all gone. So I don't have any ability to store, recreate, even create, I guess, in your mind, like if you wanted to create a song. So I can't do any of those. Now, if you then consider that question, well, if I can't do them, then what happens if I try and create an episodic memory? Can I create one without those experiences? That's the question I really wonder. So if I have both conditions and I can't create any episodic memories, is it because I have no sensory storage ability for the five senses? Now, I've slightly covered this before, I know, but I think it's a really important question, because for me, that's the one I really want to work out. Where does that come from? If I store a memory, where's the data in that memory come from? Because if I can't store it, is that it? Is it that simple? Or does it come from somewhere else? And I think I'd like people to have to think about this. If they have aphantasia and they have SDAM as well, what's your experience like? If it's purely factual, now for me it's like an unwritten fact. And I say this in simplistic terms. You're thinking, well, an unwritten fact would be the sky's blue for me. You know, I look up, sky's blue. So that's a fact. I don't have to go outside to look that up. I know that. So if you start on that basis, that's what an episodic memory like is for me, I imagine. It isn't one. It's a semantic memory. It's a fact. I don't have any physical proof, mental evidence. There's nothing really. It's just the thought of it being true. It's as simple as that. There is no evidence I can reconstruct. There's no proof in my mind. It's just a solid statement of it's true. So then you get to the other question. Say you had to be in a court of law and you had to say, okay, this happened. How confident could I be? You know, this in England we say, or English law, I'm not sure of UK law, beyond reasonable doubt. So beyond reasonable doubt this happened. But how sure can I be? If I've got no additional evidence other than I'm sure, is that enough? And it starts opening a big thought process of me of thinking, well, what is enough? What is evidence? If you can't actually have a memory, how do you know? So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to talk more about this probably in a few additional YouTube clips, but I want to really think about how that works. I'm trying to write a book as well about SDAM. I mean, just to add, I did write a book on aphantasia, and I was helped by publishing company, by 30 other people that have the condition, that wrote and completed a survey that I wrote with the publisher. And it really helps, because that's how we learn from others. It's how we gain the knowledge. So have a think about SDAM. Write to me and comment and try and figure out what it is, because I still don't really understand it. I kind of know, and I can break down the details, but I want to learn more and try and deconstruct what is a memory for me. Okay, thanks for watching.